bring you a Atlantean deck profile. Atlantean Mermails. Just going to it. 2 heavy infantry, 3 dragoons, 3 marksmen. Some people like to play 3 infantry. One's fine. Two's fine because you do not want to draw that thing in a bad position. It does nothing for you when it's in your hand. It's mainly there with Undyne, but if you do happen to get it, it can be playable with Megalo. And you don't need 3 though. It's not consistent. Mermails. 3 of them, 3 Lind, 3 Pike, 2 Megalo. People should know what these do by now, and if you don't, you will be. This is easily the best card in the deck, and the whole deck searches itself. I run 3 Pike because you need to be able to search quickly, and that lets you get Undyne to your hand, who lets you add whatever the hell you need. You got to play 3 of them, and 2 Megalo is fine. I might try 3 in the future, but 2 is always going to be good. 1 Mermail Glacier, it's just searchable by everything. It's too good to not use. This is the player's choice. 2 Diva. I originally was running 2 Pot of Duality in their place, but after losing on Saturday to Macro Rabbit, I realized that Diva is going to help me more than Pot of Duality, mainly for the fact that Diva play can enable a Black Rose Dragon or a Gungnir, or maybe even the Scrap Dragon, to get rid of a macro to let me keep going. And Divas give me a mid-game play, whereas the rest of the deck is very turn 1, 2, 3 oriented. This is really good mid-game. And 2's fine, you don't need 3. Then the Gen X engine, 3 controllers, 3 Undyne. A lot of games I was siding out one of the controllers, and I would open 2.
Or avarice them back and draw both of them with your
1
2
game I
avarice
opened
draws.
2 controllers, and then we got to mid-game, and I finally drew avarice them both back, and then drew both of them from avarice, and I managed to win somehow.
I think you won by beating down with controller, actually.
Yeah. Undyne searches everything. It toolboxes your entire deck. It can do everything you need. It's the best possible engine to play for the deck.
Completely broken and stupid.
It's absolutely absurd. And then 1 Gauze. Just because you
have
don't have a lot of
protection.
defenses.
Yeah.
It's very useful. And spells, 2 Salvage. It does everything you need to and more. It's essentially a +1 on use. It's like there's plays where you can go Diva, get Marksman, Synchro for Catasta, salvage them back, then drop Megalo, blow up their Mirror Force, and attack for damage. I've done that before, and it's very
so
playable.
feel like it just, toolbox is your engine, exactly.
Reincarnation. This is my own personal tech choice. You will always have Gen X Undyne by turn 2 or 3. If not 1, and that will always add a controller. Controllers are mostly dead. That's what this is for. It's just makes you can get Dragoons back, reuse it later on. It's a very, very strong card.
So you're essentially trading in a free controller for
Yes.
Dragoons for more search, okay.
Exactly. And then Allura Guerrero for the dead controllers.
Same purpose, okay.
Exactly. So Reincarnation I've really liked. And then, so staple stuff, Avarice, Dark Hole, Reborn, Heavy, and then 3 MST. You need 3 MST. People are going to see a lot more Macro Rabbit, which game 1 Macro really shuts the deck down. You don't have a lot to do. So you sort of have to main 3 now.
So Book of Moon was a space thing then?
I took out Book of Moon for one of the MSTs just because you need to be able to clear that back row off, especially Warning or Macro. You need to be able to get rid of it.
So push your Undyne through or...
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
And the traps are Double Torry, really good with Abyss Lind. I've had plays where I've summoned Abyss Lind and just flipped my own Torry, grab the Megalo and attack for game. It works that easily.
Of course, because it can dig for 2/4 by
Exactly.
itself straight away, of course.
And then 3 Abyss Sphere, because like Lind, it toolboxes your deck. You can bring out a 2/4 beater, you can bring out straight away a Pike, which lets you ditch 1 and disrupt the play, or you can go main phase 2, get a Lind, that dies, you get Pike, discard and search. It's necessary to run 3 of these, because it's very searchable, and opening 2 it's not bad to open 2 of them.
And chaining it to MST is the best.
Yeah, exactly, because people still blind MST them. Extra deck, because playing Divas and controllers, Armorium, Catasta, Gaia Knight, Black Rose, Gungnir, and Scrap Dragon. I don't have Delorean, but I still would play Gaia Knight, because Delorean doesn't add much that you need, and Gaia Knight's bigger.
Yep.
I was trying to play an Ancient Fairy Dragon, just because Prophecy are getting bigger, Gravekeepers can be frustrating, and Dark World, I've got enough cider for Dark World anyway, but I took that out to let me have 15. If you ever make this, you should win all the time, because it's just the best possible synchro for this deck.
It's blow up 2 and then get 2 effects.
Exceeds, Dagusto Phoenix and Gachi as the rank 2s. You need these guys.
So if you Diva plays.
Yeah. If you open 2 infantry, which you can summon Gachi and stall for a few turns. Or if you have Diva and you don't have quite enough damage, there's an easy 3k. The rank 3s are pretty much all staple ones. Leviathan, Zenmaines, Temtempo, and Levia.
Do you go into rank 3 all that often?
Occasionally, when maybe I've got Reborn.
So most of the options?
Yeah, exactly, options.
And these are your best options? You find these are your best options?
Yes. Levia lets you trigger Marksman, which is really good. I think the game where I Avarice back and drew both controllers ended up making a Tempo with them and to get rid of his Zenmaines. This is very, very necessary for most extra decks.
You're not playing Acid Golem as in...
You don't need it. I don't have a lot of ways to clear it off my own field.
Yep.
And I special summon fairly often.
Yep.
And most times I won't need it because infantry will destroy what it's going to destroy anyway.
So it's going to destroy your big monsters
Exactly.
Anyway. Okay.
And then Levia's good. I had a guide today, bottomless my Abyss Pike. Then next turn I managed to summon Undyne, then reborn one of his monsters, and then make Levia and get back Abyss Pike.
Yep.
Then discarded Marksman to blow up his back row, and then add Mulan Glacier and summon that for exact 5.
Yep.
So Levia is very, very useful in a lot of situations.
Yep.
And the rank 4s, Utopia and Abyss Dweller. It's there as, I guess, filler, but it's still very, very useful when you need a stall. I haven't made it yet, but I will eventually. And this is really good. If you have Reborn with a Dragoon's Engrave, this is just, it's not a neg to summon it. And I think I beat a Watt deck yesterday because he had Dragonflight, a Shining Angel up, and I attacked it with Abyss Dweller and activated its effect, and he couldn't use Shining Angel. So it stops a lot of things. Stops the Mirror, stops Dark World.
You just find it more useful than that Bahamut Shark.
The reason I'm not running Bahamut Shark is this is more times going to be useful. If you ever manage to get 2 Dragoons under this, it's a +1 to summon him.
Yep.
He boosts up your water guys as well. So Mulan Glacier can go to 33,
yep,
which is useful sometimes. And Bahamut Shark is very good, but you need to devote an extra deck space to
of course.
Aero Shark as well. And then finally, one Big Eye.
The nuts.
This card is silly. There's a reason the price is jumping and skyrocketing. Big Eye is absolutely silly. You can easily drop 2 Megalo on a turn. I did it today. I dropped 2 Megalos. I couldn't beat over his Stardust, so I just stole it with Big Eye. The next turn he drew Dark Hole, and I was able to win from that position. I don't play Abyss Gaios, because Big Eye's going to do more for you in a turn, and I'm lacking extra deck space.
Yep. So side deck.
Side deck, 2 Snowmen for Rabbit, Macro Rabbit. It's helps me stall and slow down their pace so I can get into my back row.
And it's a water.
Exactly, it's searchable.
And it's level 3.
It's searchable by Abyss Pike. That's how good this thing is. 2 Gemini Imps. Dark Water always a frustrating deck to play against, and it stops Royal Tribute.
Well, consistent 3k beaters can be a problem.
Exactly. You Royal Tribute me plenty of times that Gemini Imps would save my ass. Discarding 3 monsters, discarding Megalo 2 Dragoons.
It's like the only way my GK deck has a chance against this deck.
Spells are 2 Messenger apiece. Again, these are for Macro Rabbit to slow them down and be able to draw into my back row hate to clear that macro off.
So you're digging for MSTs?
Yes,
or
so I can survive long enough to get rid of their back row.
Yep.
2 Dust Tornado, because the main 3 MST and heavy, macro kills
fissure,
this deck. Macro Defissure, Soul Drain's annoying, but Macro and Defissure really kill this deck.
Yep.
2D Prison, it's good in so many matchups. It's good in Macro Rabbit, useful against Dark Worlds after their graph has been negated by these. I really enjoy Deep Prisons on the side. And then these are for Dark World, mostly. No one's playing Exactas much anymore, but these are just too useful against Dark World.
But yeah, it does double up in other matches if you
Exactly.
need it too. So, yeah.
And then 3 goes a match. More often than not, it's just for wind-ups, and I will side 3 in, because they'll blind MST a lot of the time. And 3 is very good. Played a guy on Friday night who went turn 1 Shockmaster, fumbled his way there, and I set goes a match and Abyss Sphere. And then he called monsters for some reason, and let me just play Duality and set an Abyss land. He went for his turn, and I flipped Gozen match, and he kept his Shark, kept his Zen Mighty.
Kept his Shark and his Zen Mighty, and not the Shockmaster.
Let the Shockmaster die.
That's brilliant.
It was confusing to say the least.
I
But
lose
this
faith
deck
in
is
my locals
very
every
good.
week. I swear to God.
This deck is very abusable in Atlantean Mermail. I really like starting 3.
And apparently it just kills Shockmasters for no reason.
Exactly. So that's the deck. Mermails will be the next tier 1. I expect it to do very well in the next YCS. And I'm happy I managed to pick up my playsets of these shiny guys for $130.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.